Welcome back to Bazooka, Kickboxing and MMA. Today's episode, brought to you by Perfect Sports Nutrition, is about 5 different ways you can make your pad work translate better into fights and sparring. In today's episode, we're going to break down 5 tips to make your pad work more realistic. I need your pad work to translate into your sparring, into your fights, and this is where I see a lot of disconnect, right? A lot of times the drills, it's very obvious, drills translate well into sparring, that's why we do them. But a big part of martial arts is pad work. We do it a lot, right? It happens almost every day. But there's a lot of mistakes people are making when doing their pad work. So when it's time to spar, when it's time to get into your fights, this is where the trouble is, translating the difference. And a lot of people, it happens with me all the time. You have those keyboard warriors. Every time I post on my social media one of those good pad work, I'm blasting power, speed. You always get the hitters. Well, that won't work in a fight. You can't throw that combination when it comes to a fight. Those people who are writing that have not seen me fight. Every type of combination that I throw on the pads, I will throw straight out, even more intensity when it comes to the fight. Okay? So whoever's writing those comments, I highly, highly disagree, and it means you didn't watch me fight. So I'm going to teach you how to be able to use that pad work and look good when you spar. So the first thing you are going to have to do is build in movement. Fighting isn't stationary. So the mistake we see all the time, and again, I'm going to reference and use the jab, cross, hook, round kick. It's the most simple basic. So this is what we always see. Nobody moving. They sit here and they kick. Okay? It could be good strikes, right? They can be powerful. I'll give it some go. Boom. It looks good, but look, I'm stationary. I'm not moving. I'm not doing anything. So we're in here. To get good power, to get good combinations, I need to step. And then after, I need to exit. That's movement. But even more important, it's the concept of turning. Before even my combination, I'm bouncing. I'm circling, okay? I might come here. I might fully circle around him here. Then when I'm ready, I go. Choom, 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 boom. I build in my movement again. Okay, I'm circling. Sometimes what I'll even do with my higher level guys, we know what the combination is, right? But in between, I'm just throwing probing punches here. And then when Matt puts it up, I go boom, 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 boom. Build in my exits, okay? I'm moving, circling, comes in, boom, 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 boom. Okay, circling, moving, okay? So movement is built in before and after. Okay, but before, this is the main point that I'm trying to make. Before you throw, circle a little bit, You don't want to overfeint your opponent out, but even when I'm here, I'm pendulum bouncing. I'm understanding my range. Okay, and then when it's ready, here, shoot, boom, 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 hit, boom. Exit on an angle, move, okay? Build-in movement is your number 1 thing. Now, number 2, okay? Defense. There is defense when it comes to fighting. So, building in simple things. So an example would this be, I continue to use my movement, okay? Then when it's time, I throw my combination, boom, 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 boom. Matt throws a kick, I block, and I counter, right? So building in the defense is very important. So whether you want to build in punch defense, whether you want to build in leg defense, build it in. And the pad holder now could do it before or after. So Matt can throw a kick first, I block into the combination. Boom. Okay, I can throw the combination first. Boom, Matt kicks again, block. I'm moving, right? So now I'm being realistic. But you can also do it with punch counters as well. So Matt can throw it first. He throws a punch, boom, boom, and then I just throw my combination, right? Doesn't matter. We'll keep 1, 2, 3. So he punches first, boom, boom, come back in. I can do the combo first, 1, 2, 3, boom, punches. Okay, I'm building in defense, see? So whether it's leg or head punches, pad holders, throw some shots so they can defend. Which now leads us into the 3rd point, developing counters, okay? So at this point now, right, you're moving, right? You're creating movement before, like you would in a fight, feints, bouncing, right? I'm going to throw my combination, 1, 2, 3, boom, the kick comes, block, counters, right? So I'm building in counters. This is the important part. Now that you've established blocking, this is when you counter. And countering, millions of videos on that. You guys can understand what that means. But just remember, when you're doing pad work, You have to be able to block with the legs. You have to be able to go block with the hands and then counter back. Mix the counters. This is what makes fighting more realistic is sometimes, I might counter with kicks. Sometimes I might counter with punches. Build them in, right? Now, some of my favorite style of fighting is the concept of combination, block, counter, move, right? So what I mean by this is I like to be first. I'm an aggressive pressure fighter who likes to throw volume. So I'm going to throw my combination a little lighter. I'm not going to expend so much energy because I'm waiting for the counter. So 1, 2, 3, boom, I wait for it, bang, and then boom, 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 boom. And then I can create some powerful offense off of that. And then I move my feet, right? So attack, block, counter, move, right? That makes a more realistic fight sequence that you're going to want to practice, right? Be first, block, and be last. You're going to win more likely, be more aggressive, score better, gain momentum. That is a good style for you to use. Now, number 4, this is a big one I talk about. It's building in exits. So what happens now, usually you always hear a lot of coaches be very punch-based coaches, which is natural, right? Especially in North America, boxing and MMA, they like to favor their hands. So when building in exits, you hear a lot of, I'll just do 1, 2, 3 with the hands, right? 1, 2, 3, and then they build in the double jab exits, which is good, right? It's good because it's a built-in exit, right? So I don't care. But the problem comes when there is no exit. So if I throw a jab, cross, hook, kick, right? 1, 2, 3, kick, and then I just stop here. Okay, that is the mistake I see, and that's not realistic. It might be realistic, but it's not going to be good for you. You're going to get hit. You're going to get countered more. It doesn't make any sense. So build in the exit. Now, yes, it's the striker's responsibility to create the distance, but it's also the pad holder. So the idea is after I throw my 1, 2, 3 kick, I pull the back foot out and I could move now. So I built in the exit. Say it's just a 1, 2, 3 punch, no kick. 3, I might build in this exit and I move. But you notice what Matt did. He moved forward, right? Because he's showing that, hey, I'm going to pressure, so it forces me, the striker, to move my feet. And ideally here, since you've been following the channel, we use probably our triangle step, our back stepping, our draw attacking there. We can bully and kind of shell back. We have options, but just be aware that that person is going to counter back, and you have to be aware. So again, different ways. 1, 2, 3, boom, build in the exit. I circle out. Matt might even move backwards after. 1, 2, 3, strike. And then I could track him, right? Now I'm tracking him. I'm still managing distance either way. It's building in an exit with tracking, staying close, or moving and evading and creating space. So either way, you have the different option to move, okay? Build in exits with your footwork. Now the 5th and final thing, which I think is very important, could be the most important, is the mindset in your pad work. You have to create the environment in your head. So every time I would be preparing for fights, I made sure my pad work was a very big staple training tool, right? So what I did was I always did fight rounds, 3 minutes, 3 rounds, as hard as I could. And I made it something that was nerve-wracking for me because I wanted to push my conditioning. So I'd actually be nervous going into my pad work, but that's the environment I created. I wanted to think of it as a fight. And to me, if I can go as hard as I could on pad work, right? Full power, full intensity, full confidence, I felt confident, and that would allow me to enter my fight knowing I had the conditioning. So my pad work was almost a confidence builder for the fights. Also, I found that the little mitts, they're called the micro mitts, felt the best for me just before I got into my fight. So my coach used to bring the micro mitts even just before I'd walk out. I'm smacking the micro mitts. Why? Because it made me feel the best knowing that I had the power, my knuckles are landing, my extension's there. So that was one of my favorite things to do just before entering. That's how valuable pad work was to my career, okay? But for you, and doing it at home and thinking about it, might not be at that level, but put yourself in the mind, the intensity. Put the timer on for your fight rounds and focus during that entire time. So it's about intensity, right? Get mad, get focused, think about your opponent, right? Like I can do a jab cross hook kick. This is what I mean by intensity, right? Okay, 3 minutes starts, bing, and we're relaxed. This is what I see a lot. Guys breathing, relaxing, they'll hit, boom, 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 nice and relaxed. Catching their breath. No, you got to make it a fight. Aggression, power, okay? There's different times, right? You can do pad work to work technical aspects. Yeah, you slow it down, you take your time. It can be an hour long, take breaks, discussion of technique, back and forth, beautiful. But I'm talking today about making your pad work translate into fighting. Fighting isn't controlled. You're going to be nervous. There's anxiety. There's stress. Create that environment in your head and try to perform, okay? So when I do pad work, as you can see, there's that intensity. Building in all 5 of the tips that I gave today, mix in the intensity. So instead of these casual 1, 2, 3 kicks, right? You get in and you get aggressive. So already my mindset changed. Already my hands are up. Then when it comes, don't, jump, go. Build in again. We go again. Jump, jump, go. So building in that intensity, the ferocity, is just going to help you translate better. 1, your conditioning is going to be better, your confidence is going to be better, and you did all those 5 tips, so it's going to be more realistic as well. Okay? Hope you enjoyed today's episode, right? Lots of tips to understand, but there's a very good way, and it's a good chance that your sparring and your fights are going to improve by adding these 5 tips. Okay? Make sure you keep liking, subscribing, and hit the notification bell for Bazooka Kickboxing and MMA, as well as the channel sponsors, Perfect Sport Nutrition, Hayabusa Fight, bazookashop.com, and last but not least, bazookatraining.com, where you get lessons from me on a weekly basis. Every Monday, I post a tutorial video, a home workout, a bag workout, and sparring drills for you to practice at home and anywhere in the world for only $9.99 a month, all taught by me, Bazooka Cho. All right, hope you enjoyed today's episode, and we'll see you next time here at Bazooka Kickboxing and MMA. Welcome to Bazooka Kickboxing and MMA online training. I'm Bazooka Joe Valtellini, the owner here at Bazooka Kickboxing and MMA. Over the past year, I've designed and created a website to teach Bazooka curriculum at home and across the world. The purpose of this website is for you to, 1, hit your fitness and health goals, all while learning world-class martial arts instruction from me. The beautiful thing about this website, it's geared for all levels. So if you're learning martial arts for the first time as a beginner, we help you progress into the bigger stages. And if you're a pro fighter, guess what? We have different fight concepts for you to improve your tool set and your skills in the ring or cage. As the fastest rising kickboxing world champion and a lifelong martial artist with over 30 years of experience, I've been able to combine my passion for martial arts and teaching to create this website. This website's going to give you some of the tricks, secrets, and inside look at some of the training I use to win my world title. Once you subscribe to this site, you're going to be getting weekly training videos and tutorials that you can do from anywhere. The sections are broken up into 3 parts. The first is bag workout. So if you have a bag at home or at your gym, you can use these workouts to supplement your training. The second is at-home workouts. A lot of us don't have the room for a bag or a bag in general, so these workouts are for no equipment needed and you can do them anywhere. And finally, the tutorial section. If you're having any problems with a specific technique or fight concept that's covered in any of the workouts, go to the tutorial section, learn the technique, and then go back to the workout, and this time, do it with proper technique. One of the added benefits once you subscribe is the forums section, where you can get a more personalized experience where you can ask questions and I'll be able to go in there and answer them. It's all about building a team and a community of martial artists helping each other grow. So subscribe now to get access to all the videos plus more so you can be part of the squad here at Bazooka Kickboxing and MMA.